Good morning, John. Good morning, John.
Hey, Denise.
You got a nice spot this morning for the call.
Yeah, sitting around the fire drinking coffee with a friend of mine.
Perfect. The weather is finally, the humidity is gone.
Perfect. Yes, lovely.
All right, just admitting people here. Good morning, everybody.
Morning, Denise.
How are you guys?
Hello.
Good. How are you?
Amy, are you meal prepping over there as we speak?
I am.
There we go. Awesome. Hey, Mary, congratulations on your PR.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'm so happy for you. It's what you wanted to do.
Yep. It was, in spite of the uphill finish, it was quite the accomplishment.
Sure. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah,
And
I haven't done that since my junior year of college, so it was very exciting.
yeah, I'm sure.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yep.
Denise, I did have a meal prep question.
Yes.
So I'm making the pulled chicken because you guys all talk about how amazing it is. So do I put the can of roasted red peppers in with like all the juice and everything? I just dump it in,
Yeah, you can go ahead and dump it right in.
drain it, and the peppers seem like giant in there. Do they like break down or?
They're going to get like a little softer and slightly smaller. If you want to cut them up, you certainly can. If like a
Sure.
texture, if you might have a texture thing. That pulled chicken recipe is good. My favorite pulled chicken recipe is the barbecue pulled chicken.
Ah.
But yeah, you can just dump that right in. That's that's part of the beauty of that recipe. It's so simple.
He had this bubble on his toe.
So I'm just waiting for Linda here. So
Answer. So I just want to go over the biopsy results with them. Yo, Greg. Hey, Dr. I'm well. How you feeling after the surgery?
Amanda obviously just finished her workout.
Oh, John's outside.
Yeah, drinking coffee by the fire.
Nice.
Sue, look who I have in the background.
Oh, I got my girl.
Hi.
I'm gonna run out on this thing.
She wants to learn about nutrition.
perfect. Who's with you? Who's with you, Amanda?
Oh, nobody. Well, I was talking to Jackie over here. I'm just going to run out of battery. So.
Oh, got you. Okay. All right. So I think we'll just go ahead and get started. Linda might just be tied up with something. So I will go ahead and get going. I know you guys probably have lots of fun things ahead on this beautiful Sunday. But I just want to start off by asking you guys if there are any kind of pressing questions from the week that you haven't had a chance to ask, or things that are coming up that you'd like me to address. Anything? Nobody's got any questions?
Yes.
Yeah, good. Hopefully that means you guys are asking them as they're coming up and not hanging on to them.
Am I muted or am I speaking?
No, I can hear you, Amanda.
Okay. So I am insanely fatigued. Like I am exhausted from that workout just now, which is like just feel drained.
Mhm.
It's because my body's like getting used to new quantities of food.
So you, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're eating more now than you previously were.
Yep.
Yeah. So did you have anything before you came in to work out this morning?
I had my normal like yogurt drink because I just couldn't get up early.
Okay. So, and what is your normal before you come in?
One of the Siggy yogurts.
Okay. So, I mean, it could be that maybe you're just not getting enough in before you come in for a workout like that. What about your nutrition and hydration yesterday?
It all happened, but it happened delayed. Like lunch didn't happen until like 3:30 in the afternoon. Dinner didn't happen until like 10, which is normal for me. It's just like, I'm feeling more like fatigued this week than ever before with having more food in me.
Yeah. And what about sleep? How has that been?
My sleep's always horrible.
Okay,
Sorry.
so you've got to remember all of these things are going to play a role, right? Sleep is like paramount when it comes to any of it. That hydration too plays a big role. So even if like there were a couple days this week where maybe you didn't get plenty of water in, that's going to affect the way you're feeling during workouts too. Last piece, have you had anything since you finished the workout yet?
I literally just finished.
Okay, so you want to get something in like as soon as you can, especially feeling the way you do, protein and carbohydrates. So this is actually something I wanted to talk to you guys about today because I got so many questions during the week about post-workout nutrition. But in that post-workout window, what you want to be including as part of that immediate nutrition is protein and carbohydrates. The reason we leave the fat component out is because it's so slow digesting that it's not going to allow our body to really get the benefit of that nutrition immediately post-workout. So kind of the gold standard is protein and a carbohydrate source such as like fruit or applesauce. You can certainly opt for real whole foods. The only thing is most people don't feel like having, chicken breast and sweet potato right after their workouts. That's why you'll see most people doing a protein shake and a piece of fruit or a Fit Aid or their protein in coconut water or something like that. Amanda, I know with your allergies, you're probably limited to what proteins you can use. Do you have a protein supplement that you found that works well for you?
No.
Okay. Have you tried the SFH plant-based?
So I want to check with them first because like I have to watch out for even if it's just processed in a facility with nuts.
Okay.
So
Got it.
I have to check with them. Yeah.
Yeah, I would look into that one. That's been a really good option for people that I've worked with who have been dairy-free. It's something that I use myself. It mixes really well and actually tastes really good, which is a rarity for those plant-based proteins. But carbohydrates too, making sure you're getting plenty of carbohydrates in pre and post workout.
Yeah, I think actually that's something that I actually was addressing, I think with Linda, is that I don't feel like I'm eating enough carbs. Like I was telling her I eat John Brown's size meals, like I'm eating the size meals that John's eating. John. And I don't feel like I'm getting enough carbs.
Yeah, well, so your individual nutrition is something we can certainly discuss, but I know you had mentioned that you're not getting snacks in. That's something I would certainly work toward. I know it's difficult with your schedule, but rather than doing these big meals just a couple times a day, getting something in every couple of hours is going to be a lot more beneficial.
And big meals. Big meals and
What was
snacks.
it?
Any other questions right now, guys?
Actually, make a comment about the post-workout meal intake that I have found super helpful for myself. So I was also somebody who never liked eating after working out because just my stomach would be off and everything. But even so, with all my running training, I feel like I do feel so much better, even if I get like a piece of fruit in my system that's a starchy carb, or even the plant-based whey, because I notice it gets me so much more energized and it speeds up my recovery after. So that's something from my perspective that I would recommend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that nutrition before and after your workouts really is so important. And I know that it's not something that's really discussed very often. So if you guys are newer to kind of the gym or haven't heard us talk about this before, you might be coming in and working out on an empty stomach and not having anything until you get home and shower and then cook up a meal. And what we're missing out on there is one, putting some fuel into the system before you come in to work out. So what happens is we have more muscle breakdown, and then on the back half of that, we're missing on starting that recovery process as soon as the workout ends. So we really want to make sure you're getting something in right before and right after. Hi, Linda.
I don't know what went wrong. Like I went to sign in as the host and then it said I needed an email and a password. And then, so I just signed in as an attendee, but now I can't even see anybody. So I don't know what's going on today.
So we were just answering some questions from the week and talking about pre and post workout nutrition, because that was a frequent question that came up this week.
Okay.
Does anybody else have any questions right now? No, all right, cool. So before we get into our next habit for the week, I wanted to go ahead and pick our winner for this past week. As I mentioned, this week's giveaway is from Imagine Float in Avon. So they actually gave us a cryotherapy session, a localized cryotherapy session, which is great for if you've had any kind of nagging injury or nagging discomfort. If you're not familiar with cryotherapy, you can kind of imagine an ice bath, but minus all of the discomfort that comes with sitting in a tub of ice. So they can actually localize that cold therapy to wherever you're experiencing pain. It's really quick and the benefits are pretty cool. So Rob actually just started himself because he's been doing all of this extra training for the marathon coming up. And it's just a really cool recovery modality. So go ahead and pick on the name. Got my bowler name here. And all right. See who we got. Ooh, is she on the call? Okay, cool. Pam Delaney. You are our winner today. Congratulations, Pam.
You're gonna love the cryotherapy. I get it all the time and it's the best.
I'm excited. Yay, thanks.
Okay, so Pam, I will bring this to the gym, okay? And it will be behind the desk for you. So you can ask whatever coach or Haley if she's working at the desk for this envelope, okay?
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. Congratulations.
Awesome.
All right, cool. Linda, do you want to kind of take over and talk about our upcoming focus for this week?
Yeah, hang on, because I can't see anybody. I don't really know what's going on.
We've got like half people on video, half people not on video. You might be able to play around with what your view is. There should be a button on the top right part of your screen. And if you click that, you should be able to select what your view is.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope I'm sorry. I apologize for my technological problems. I hope everybody had a good week and weekend. And I'm so excited to see how everybody's been really like joining in on the chat and whatnot. So this week, the habit we're going to add in is we're going to start drinking 80 ounces of water a day. That should be a good water goal for you.
Recording in progress.
Okay. People are not on two different screens now. All right. So we wanted to make sure that we get that water.
I think you're echoing, Linda, because you've got two going. So just, I'm going to mute.
I apologize for all my technical problems here. Okay, so we want to make sure that we stay hydrated. Our body's pretty much made of water. So one of the important habits that we want to start including in our life is drinking more water. Goal would be, like you said, 80 ounces of water a day. Easy tips to do that. Get yourself a big water bottle and just, fill that up at the beginning of the day and make that your goal to finish that through the day, depending on how many ounces. You might have to fill it. If it's like 32 ounces, you want to refill that a couple times. I love to add fresh fruit and vegetables to my water. Like I'll do lemons and limes. I love to put mint in my water, cucumber slices. All of those things will just make the water taste a little more appealing so that it's not just plain water. You can drink from a straw as well. Drinking from a straw usually makes you drink a little bit faster, so you tend to drink a little bit more. Another great way to get the water in is to try to stack it on a habit that you're already doing. So like if you get up in the morning and you brush your teeth, make it your goal to then, have like an 8-ounce glass of water right after you brush your teeth. Have a glass of water with each meal, with each snack. So this way it just becomes part of your routine and it gets easier to get that water in there as well. So does anybody have any questions? How's everybody doing with their water? Is that something that like you've already started working on or something that people need to start working on?
I've averaged 193 ounces this week.
I know I saw that. That was amazing. I can't even
John is
imagine.
drinking a lot of water.
Definitely staying hydrated.
Get more exercise that way as well, because you always get up and down the stairs to the bathroom.
This is true. Very true. Yeah, and that becomes really important too, even with your workouts, making sure that you stay hydrated because you're going to lose a lot of water through the sweat as well. So making sure you definitely, get that water post-workout as well.
Hey, Linda, this is Amy. I had a question on
Yep.
the water.
Mhm.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Yep.
I had read recently to try and stop drinking water like 8 o'clock-ish so that it doesn't disrupt your sleep. Do you have any thoughts there?
I think it just really depends. I don't think there's like a specific time you have to stop, but you definitely want to, not be drinking a ton of water at night before you're going to bed. Because yes, definitely you're going to ruin the quality of your sleep because you're going to have to get up and go to the bathroom. So I would really say maybe about an hour or two before you're going to bed, like not to drink as much water. But I don't think it's a specific time like that, your body's going to keep you up if you stop, keep drinking after 8 o'clock at night. It just depends on your bedtime.
So if you had to prioritize the water or drinking close to bedtime, sometimes I go through the day and I'm in a bunch of meetings and I just haven't had enough to drink. But after I'm out of the office, it's like I can, would you err on drinking the water or sleeping better?
Well, that's a tough one. They're both equally important. I would definitely, me personally, I prioritize sleep because I like my sleep, but you definitely, if you can try to drink the water more throughout the day, like make that more of a habit so you don't have to make that decision at night that you have to like try to fill your body up with the water that you didn't make during the day. I would not, it's almost like treating your body like you're a dishwasher, like you're filling yourself up and trying to run a cycle through. Like I would try to work on that habit so that you can, sip it throughout the day and get that water in so it doesn't become a problem at nighttime where you're trying to get all, 80 of your ounces in, 2 hours before you go to bed.
This is a common question I've gotten from people. When you're not used to drinking a lot of water. So there are people that I've worked with who will drink 2 glasses of water a day. And that's just what their body is used to. They don't even feel thirsty. And then we talk about the importance of drinking more and aiming for 80 ounces. So as they're creeping up to those 60, 70, 80 ounces, it feels like a lot of water to them. And they're like, I'm in the bathroom all day long and all night long. I can't live like this. What's going on? Your bodies do adjust, guys. It just takes a little bit of time. Your body's adjusted to really almost being in a state of dehydration all the time. And then it's getting accustomed to, okay, now we're getting enough water and you're not always going to be going to the bathroom every 90 minutes, I promise. Like Linda said, I think it's really important to kind of front load your day with water because we don't want to be running to the bathroom all night long. Like if you have little kids and you're trying to get them potty trained through the night, you're not letting them drink like after dinner, right? So if you don't want to be getting up to go to the bathroom, do your very best to kind of front load your day with water to the best of your ability.
This is Monica, and I normally don't drink a lot of water, but part of the reason is the job. The other part is I rather eat than drink. And, eating makes you full if you're eating the right stuff. So it's really hard for me to get the extra water in. Any recommendation?
Linda had mentioned one tip in drinking a glass of water before your meals. I would certainly prioritize that. It's really important to make sure you're getting adequate water, and it's going to help facilitate appropriate digestion. It's going to help prevent you from overeating as well if maybe you're truly thirsty instead of hungry, which is a very common phenomenon. So if you find that you just kind of skip over the water because you'd rather eat, I would really try to prioritize, all right, let me get at least 8 to 10 ounces in before I sit down and have my meal.
Right. Yeah. And you're right. It's going to definitely help with the digestion. It also helps with any issues with constipation. If that's anybody is having a problem with that, especially as we start adding more healthy foods and fiber into our diet, sometimes it can kind of backfire on us. So getting that water in there will help kind of move everything through your system as well. So yeah, just trying to put it with the meal and get it in there before you start eating or as you're eating, just so that it'll help with the digestion. And
This is Pam. What about can you do like an herbal sun tea kind of thing, or does that dilute the water?
No, it's still a fluid. As long as there's no calories in it and you're not doing any added sugar, that's usually where people can run into problems when they're, trying to substitute the water out for say a diet soda or something like that. Now you're running into a whole different set of issues. The water in its purest form is obviously the best, but if you wanted to do a plain herbal tea, that certainly would count towards your water total.
Thanks.
I tend to get a lot of questions too about seltzer. Like, can I have seltzer? Does it count toward my water intake? So seltzer really is essentially just carbonated water. Just be aware of what exactly is in your seltzer. There are so many brands these days, and some of them do have some sodium and sugar added for flavoring. So you want to make sure that there are zeros across the board there on that nutrition label, but you can certainly have seltzer. Your dentist might say something different. From what I understand, seltzer is not the greatest for your teeth because of the carbonation in there, but from the water standpoint, it can count toward your hydration.
Anybody else have any other questions?
How are you guys doing with the paper tracker? Are you being able to check those guys off each day as well? You can give me a thumbs up or nod heads. Anybody on video? Yeah. All right, cool. So you'll notice this week on the tracker, you're layering in the water. On your habit tracker as well, you're going to have 2 things to check off now. Okay, so it won't be a huge time commitment. It's pretty easy to check them off. When you swipe on the habit for this week, you'll be able to, there's a short video on water, and there's also an additional handout with some tips and tricks. And it also addresses sugar content in many beverages. So I encourage you guys to check that out. I think it's some great information to just be aware of. And then finally, I wanted to mention what our giveaway for this upcoming week is. So I think that one of the easiest ways to support yourself in getting the appropriate amount of water in is to make sure that you've got a water bottle on hand that supports that goal. If you've got to go and fill up a cup of water, like 12 times a day, forget about it, guys. It feels like a job trying to get enough water in. So this week's giveaway is my new favorite water bottle. Don't worry, you don't have to get this color, John, specifically you, if you win this week. They come in a variety of colors, but it's a stainless steel water bottle, which is great because you don't have any of those EPA's bleaching into your water. It keeps it cold for 24 hours or hot for 24 hours. This is an awesome bottle that Rob and I both have fallen in love with. So that's this week's giveaway. So whoever wins for next week will be picking out one of those. All right, guys, you guys are doing an awesome job checking your habits off, engaging in the group, posting your pictures. Keep it up. We love seeing it. Post as many questions as you've got. Please don't feel guilty. I've gotten so many messages that are like, I'm sorry, I've got another question. We want to hear them. So make sure you keep sending them over. We are here to help you, and we're super proud of you guys. You're crushing it so far.
Yeah, everybody's doing amazing. I'm literally so excited to sign in on the app and see all the engagement. You guys are also supportive. And yeah, like Denise said, we welcome the questions. So don't feel guilty asking questions, because that just tells us you guys are, fully committed and wanting to do this like to 100%. So that's awesome.
I'm okay with pink.
What did you say, John?
I'm okay with pink.
It's got a little blue in there too, so I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for your time this morning. I will post the recording if anybody wants to rewatch, but specifically for those people who missed this morning. And as always, be sure to keep checking in on the app, keep checking off those habits, do your paper tracker as well. Remember, you're going to be bringing those to your end of Kickstart meetings with your coach. Okay. All right, guys. Happy Sunday. Keep up the great work.
Everybody have a great
you.
Sunday. Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Enjoy the day.